So I don't really have a topic around today's video, but this idea has been just swirling around my head. I growing up, I was always told as a kid to grow up, to stop being so childish, to stop being so annoying. you know. So as a kid, I was always trying to be mature. I was always trying to be like a good kid because I was like, oh, I don't want to be annoying. I don't want to be criticized for being like childish, which looking back at it doesn't make any sense. Where like now as an adult, like I feel like I feel like I've missed out on a lot of like my childhood experiences because I was just so focused on like being a good kid, like, not upsetting my parents, not like I was so afraid of disappointing my parents that I was like, I gotta be a good kid or else like I gotta like be mature. I was always called like mature for my age when like in reality I was not mature at all. I just pretended to be, not intentionally, but it was always just like I was always just imitating like my parents. I was always just like trying to act like them because I was like, oh well, they're mature and I should act mature. But now as an adult, like I do have these childish reactions sometimes, and it's not something, and I do, and it's not, it's more so just like I have these emotional reactions, it's like, because I repressed my emotions for so long as a kid, where now as an adult, I'm like, I have these emotional reactions because I'm like, holy fuck, I finally feel everything. I feel everything from all those years ago leading up to now. I feel it all. And it can be very overwhelming at times because I repressed my emotions for so long where now I'm starting to actually feel them. And it's a wild experience. It's a overwhelming experience, but also like a beautiful experience where like now I'm like, I feel human. I feel alive for the first time. Like I feel like I'm a person. And it's like I feel everything, and this isn't this started happening like a couple years ago where I just like realized it was like, oh, I do have feelings. I do have emotions, and I'm allowed to feel those. And but yeah, that was always it's a beautiful experience, but it's also really overwhelming at times and scary at times where I'm like, and it's unknown territory sometimes for me. As like someone who was always told to like shut up, like stop crying, stop being so sensitive. Whereas now, like I'm starting to like validate myself and be like, oh, it is okay to cry. And it's okay to cry. It's human to cry. It's human to feel sad. It's a human to feel angry. It's okay to feel happy even. It's okay to feel these emotions. It's okay to feel them. And I still struggle with it. I still struggle with like feeling like this guilt of like oh, I gotta pull it together. I gotta like be strong. I have to just push through because that's how I grew up, was like, just always being told that like not directly, but like always being shown that like you don't talk about your feelings. You you don't talk about your emotions. You don't because it makes you weak. Nobody told me that, but it was always just like shown to me. It was always just like where like it's a really lonely feeling of like it made me feel really lonely as a kid because I don't hold grudges towards anybody in my life for that. There is a bit of resentment there, but I feel just like I think that caused a lot of loneliness in me as a kid of like feeling like I couldn't always just like whenever like, cuz like we all have emotions, but like even as a kid always feeling like whenever like a like an emotion, like a negative emotion came up, I always just like repressed it. I always just like suppressed it. I mean, just like nope, I'm gonna just like distract myself and just like I always have to be positive, I always have to be happy. And I think that caused a lot of loneliness in me. I think that I was a really big loner as a kid, and I think a part of the big reason for that was because I was not connected to myself. I was not connected to like I didn't feel like a person, Yeah, and but I like there were so many emotions held up, like bottled up inside of me, but like I always felt like I can't talk about it. I didn't know what I was feeling at the time. I know what I'm feeling now. But like at the time I didn't know what I was feeling, but I just felt like I can't talk about this. I can't open up about this because people are going to look at me weird. Because I didn't know that like because mental health was not or like emotions or feelings were not talked about in my family growing up. I was like if I talk about it, people are going to like think I'm like crazy. People are going to think I'm weird. And man, I just feel so bad. It's like, I feel so much sympathy for that person, for that younger person, for a younger version of me. Because now as an adult, I realize like, oh, we're all the same. We all have emotions. We all have feelings. And, but back then it was just, I felt so isolated. It was like, because I was always like by like adults in my life was like, oh, if a negative emotion came up, you distracted yourself with like alcohol or drugs or like junk food or whatever. Like you don't talk about it though. And this is why I'm trying to be open with you, because in myself. I'm trying to be honest with myself because it's fucking beautiful. Being human, being alive. Like, yeah, there's hard points, of course, but like, holy fuck, just like feeling emotion. It's a beautiful thing. And yeah, obviously there are times where you gotta like, you can't let your emotions control you all the time, but, if you just bottle it up all the time, it's not healthy. And, yeah, I'm still learning, but it's a beautiful thing being able to feel your emotions and realizing that like, oh, I'm not alone in feeling this way. Whether that be a positive or negative emotion, I'm not alone in feeling that way. And it's, you can relate to people who feel that same way. And it's a really beautiful thing. It's a really beautiful thing. Yeah. Again, I'm still figuring it out, but it's really, again, it's just really beautiful. And like, to know that like, there was never anything wrong with me. You know, there was never anything wrong with me. I just had all these emotions bottled up, and now I'm starting to unscrew that cap and let them out. Maybe some are maybe a little too much at once, but I think it's worth it. It's worth it because it's made it's just so awesome. That's not the right word, but just being able to feel every single emotion is such a, oh my god, it just feels so good. But yeah, I hope you can experience that same thing, because it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. All right.